Not all movement is actually regulating for children, and I want to share about this topic today because I'm always sharing about movement being so good for regulation for children because it helps them to move any stuck energy, let the energy flow, process emotions in a healthy way, and also, kids love to move. I have got a wild child for sure who's sensory seeking as well and is just so hyperactive, so they have so much energy. And so just going, yeah, let's sit still and meditate for however long, it's not going to work, right? And I love the calm practices. I share the calm practices all the time in a way that is accessible for children, and in a way that's really nice for families to explore together. But I also love sharing the high energy stuff, right? And this is why I shared a video about how movement can help with regulation, and with our high energy yoga games, we love to bring that into our practice as well. But here's the thing. Sometimes when we're meeting children where they are, and so we're like, okay, they're high energy, I'm going to meet their high energy and then bring them to a calmer, more grounded state. Sometimes that's like, great, that worked. And other times you'll go and start this high energy thing, and they'll just get sillier and more dysregulated, and they won't even be doing the practice anymore. They'll be jumping around completely on their own thing, and suddenly it just feels a bit chaotic. Let's be honest. And it doesn't feel like yoga. In fact, you might start feeling stressed out, going like, why isn't this working? And this isn't because you're doing something terribly, terribly wrong. This is just, honestly, it's a part of working with children and working with someone else's nervous system, right? And we're really wanting to help them to find balance. And I've been there in a class full of students, right? And as I say, we love our high energy games, and we start something and it's like, oh no, it just gets chaotic, it's loud, and we don't even know what's happening anymore. And I'll have to abort that plan and be like, okay, let's bring it back down, and we'll come into a child's pose or something and just be like, let's remove all that like over stimulation and settle here, come back to the breath, come back to the body, because that's what it's all about, right? It's all about the body here. So there are 5 layers of regulation that we talk about in yoga. And the first one is Annamaya Kosha, which is working with our physical body. This right here, we can touch it. We've got our bones and our muscles, and it's here, it's this tangible thing. And the other layers that we're talking about is our more subtle energy, something like we can't see. So for this layer, we're really working with tuning in, listening to the body, and noticing what's going on. And we need to have some flexibility for this. And I don't mean like, oh, I do yoga, I'm flexible. No, I'm not on about like stretching, flexibility, anything like that. I'm on about the flexibility of the nervous system to move from one state to another. That's what we are working with. And so if our nervous system is quite activated, right? And so our child is quite dysregulated. And this doesn't mean like they're having these big emotions like anger or things like that. It can also mean they can get really silly and really hyper. That is also a state of dysregulation, right? And so this dysregulation can take over. And if we're doing these high energy practices on top of that, sometimes it can just build and build and build and make it like more instead of meeting it where it is and being able to guide them down. Sometimes we need to ground first. That energy is like whoo, airy and everything, and we need some earthy grounding energy to really, and then you may be able to go in with a high energy game with intention and with focus, right? It's not just running around. It's something with focus, with intention, and games designed to support regulation. And so a lot of the time with our high energy games, we'll actually play around with that flexibility by playing with opposites. We'll have that high energy to stillness, high energy to stillness. And classic games do this too, you know, like musical statues. We're moving and grooving and then still, right? And that's all playing with those opposites. So it's really with intention that we are doing this. And with our games, like, we gotta know what we're doing, right? We gotta know, like, what is the purpose of this? What are we doing? Otherwise, it does end up getting chaotic. And so being able to move through these different states and know when to play a higher energy game, when to guide it down, or when to start with a bit of a longer grounding. I mean, it's always good to start with some kind of grounding anyway. But yeah, it matters, right? And so we're working with really teaching children to notice what is happening in their physical body and how to shift gears, how to bring a balance, right? So how to use movement to bring balance. So sometimes, like today, I was so tired today, just had no kind of get up and go. And so the higher energy practice for me was to help wake me up, and that was bringing some balance, right? And for my child who's full of energy, that was to have some high energy with some focus and intention, and then we were able to practice together with our high energy and our calmer practices as well. So it really is this delicate dance, right, between the two. And I just wanted to share a bit about it today, that it doesn't have to look perfect. As they say, you don't have to like get it right every time. If it starts feeling chaotic and wild, it's okay to just change gears and adapt, meet them where they are and bring them where they need to be for that balance. And so inside the Family Yoga Club, it's all about these nervous system informed practices that work with these 5 layers of regulation, which we're going to be diving deeper into come September. But it's really about using these practices as a tool to support regulation and knowing which practices are going to help them to settle and to move through things and to have some fun. It's all working to bring about this balance, and this is balance for your children, it's balance for you as well, and it all supports the whole family nervous system, right? And so if you want 7 days free to explore these practices, to dive in to this work, see what games you can play together, what fun practices, we've got practice of the week, we've got challenges, and loads to dive into and support you on this journey of regulation with your family. Just see the details in, the notes bit, whatever we're looking at here. And yeah, I'll speak to you again soon.